This is Dr.T Vara Lakshmi discussing you the law of the demand and its exceptions. So in this one, demand means we know the desire and ability as well as the willingness to purchase any product is called as the demand. And also we have discussed that there is a certain determinants are there for this demand in this previous video. So that is the price of the product, income of the households, government policies, subsidiary availabilities, complementary products related issues, national income, population, size of the population, etc. are going to be have its impact on the demand of the product. So that demand of the product determinants in what way affecting the demand is called as the law of demand. So for example, if the price of the product increases, so assume that a product's price is going to be increasing. Then as per this phenomena, most of the products demand will be reduces. The demand for that products will be reduces. Then assume that a product's price is reduced and it's a demand, there is a chance of increasing the demand for that products. So which means either directly or indirectly, so direct proportionate or then indirect proportionately, the determinant factor of the demand has its impact on the demand of the product. That how it is going to be having its impact on the demand. Is it adversely affecting or directly affecting? So that impact is called as the law of demand. So the law of the demand states that the quantity changes of a product, so quantity demanded of a product based on the demand determinant factor is called as the law of the demand. Generally, the people will explain it with a price, or a price takes as an example, because the most effective determinant factor of the demand is the price. So whatever the other determinant factors are all there, even though our income is based on our income, we will see the price factor, and based on the government policies and tax policies, again it has its impact on the price of the product. So that's way the maximum determinant factor of the demand will be explained with the help of this pricer only. So that is the reason, the reason behind that one is every determinant factor is going to be accumulated to the price of the product. So the law of the demand states that the price or the determinant factors impact on the demand has some effect, whether it is changes or whether it is increases or decreases. So that is called as the law of demand. So which is it is mainly occurs due to the diminishing marginal utility of the product. Okay, so what's the diminishing marginal utility means? Utility means usage of the product, and diminishing means reduction. So due to the usage of the product, marginal consumption rate of the product will be reduces. That it has the impact on the quantity demanded of a product. So the best example is, suppose the people in the summer season, everyone wants to taste this mango fruit. They want to taste the mango fruit. So for this one, initial stages, for the each mango, there is generally high price will be prevails, and even the supply of the products will be very low at the initial stages, that is in the month of April. Like this, the supply is also less, as well as the prices will be more, and the people wants to taste that one. And once there is definitely a change for the taste of the first mango to the next mango, though it is the one when we are eating, we are consuming that particular mango at the first time, the people wants to purchase and they wants to was ready to spend for more, and in the next time, even if it is good or bad, so that eagerness towards it consuming of that fruit might be reduces. So we can apply to the apple, whatever it is, if it's a fashion, textiles, so any movies, etc. Luxury items like electronic gadgets, the first time showing interest might be reduces to the next time uses. So like this, keep on, if they are using in that one, you are consuming that one, so the taste on the tastes of that people will be reduces and the consumption might be reduces. They'll seek for the new inventions, the new elements in that one. So that reduction value is called as diminishing marginal utility. So this is also one of the causes for the existence of this law of demand. So that is the law of demand. So once if we discuss this relationship between the demand and the quantity demanded of a product. So anyhow, this is going to be explaining with the help of this one determinant factor, that is price. So if the P1 price is there, assuming that people were purchasing a Q1 quantity. If the price reduces, so assume that it was previously 100 and now it is reduced to 50, then obviously the people who are purchasing 20 number of products may increase their consumption levels, that is to the Q2 level, there is a chance of purchasing the more number products. Again, if the price of that one reduces, let us say if it is reduced to 30, and again the more number of the quantity, there is a chance of purchasing more number of the quantity. So that is the demand of, here it is in the x-axis we have discussed about this quantity demanded for a product, and on the y-axis we are discussing, we are taking the determinant factor of this demand. So that is the relationship between this law, that is the determinant factors to the quantity demanded of a product. So this phenomena is called as this law of the demand. So law of the demand, and the green curve between green line which is indicating the A, B, C points is called as the demand curve. Demand curve. So that is the law of the demand, and determinant factors impact on this quantity demanded of a product. We can say, we can take the any of the determinant factor. For example, income. Take the example of an income. If the income increases, the quantity demanded for a product might be increases. If the income reduces, the quantity demanded for a product might be reduces. So again, that is also the relationship between the demand determinant factors to the quantity demanded. Advertisement. Advertisement increases, quantity demanded for a product is also increases. Advertisement decreases, then quantity demanded for a product will also be reduces, which means it is the determinant factors impact on the quantity demanded. That impact factor is called as the law of demand. How it is going to be impacting the quantity demanded of a product. So once if we see the assumptions of this law of the demand. So already we have we came to know that one. So demand and the determinants of the demand is not holds good for all the situation and not holds good for all the products. But in most of the situations, if the law of the demand is saying that if one determinant factor is having its impact on the another product, means automatically the other remaining determinant factors become constant. That is the main assumption of the law of the demand. Because let us say if the price of the price is going to be having its impact on the quantity demanded of a product, then the remaining income levels as well as the prices of the related goods remains no change, as well as the size and composition of the population and national income of that country remains constant, and customer taste and preferences won't changes, and there is no expectations of the future price changes and climatic conditions. So all these are all the determinant factor, other determinant factors except the price. So if the price is having its impact on the quantity demanded, then the remaining determinant factors are all constant. This is the assumption of this law of the demand. Otherwise, there is no holds good of the existence of this law of the demand. So, if the price is increasing, demand has to reduce. But if the income changes, then there is no chance of reducing the demand. So, automatically, if your income increases, even the prices are all increasing, the people will go and purchase that product. So, that's why if the law of the demand has to holds good, then other determining factors should be constant. If the same law of the demand is explaining for the income, then other determining factors like the price, taste and preferences, advertisements, future expectations, etc. will be constant. So, if the law of the demand is explaining for any determinant factor, it assumes that the other determining factors should be constant. That is the assumptions of the law of demand. Then, though the law of the demand is existing, there are certain goods are all there, are certain situations are all existing in the markets where the law of the demand does not holds good. So that not holds good of this law of the demandable situations are all called as the exceptions to the law of the demand. So those exceptions to the law of the demand occurs due to the ignorance, and in the case of this emergency situations, or there may be a change in the fashion, taste and preferences of the people, or in the case of the conspicuous necessities, and with the effect of bandwagon effect, or in the case of this Giffen goods and Veblen goods, there is a chance of not holds good of this law of the demand. So that will have the discussion on each and every factor wise. The first situation of exceptions to the law of the demand is Giffen goods. So Giffen goods are like inferior goods, or the people will think that this is the low grade which they are all getting. So generally, what's the law of the demand states is price increases, the demand of the product has to be reduced. And even if the price reduces, the demand of the product has to increase. That is the law of the demand. Just take the example that the people are treating that bus traveling is the low status than the the traveling through the cars or aeroplane. So, air traveling. Then, even though the price, people's income is increased, and the people wants to go, their income is increased, and the people will abandon the bus traveling, and they will try to choose this aeroplane traveling or the car traveling. Even though the prices of these bus fares are all reduces, the people will more concentrates on choosing the other transportation levels or the comfortable levels than choosing the bus traveling. So again, this will be changes as per based on the situation to situation. But if such phenomena exist in the market, then that phenomena is called as the exceptions to the law of the demand due to the Giffen paradox. So due to the Giffen paradox, that exceptions to the law of the demand has existed. Same as the subsidiary rice which is providing by the government. The government is providing the subsidiary rice. So there is a low demand for that one. If the government stops that subsidiary rice, then there might be a more demand for that one. So and potatoes. The people, even the potatoes prices reduces. If the people wants to consume this potato chips instead of this potatoes or the normal packages, instead of that one, people prefers the lace packets and etc. And when they doesn't have the income, we prefer the normal potatoes chips which is available at chips shops. Even if the income increases, the people prefers to purchase this lace and other branded potato chips. So for these abandoned products, so even the prices reduces, the people won't purchases that particular kind of the products. If any situation, if for any product, if that kind of the situation occurs, then that paradox is called as given paradox. So in that cases, the law of the demand may not be holds good. Then the second case of the exceptions to the law of the demand is Veblen Goods. So Veblen Goods is also again a situation same as like a given goods, but the given goods, the people has thought it is an inferiority, but here it is a superior products. The people will think that it is a superior product and or the luxury product at that situations. So let us take the example of a gold. Generally, as per the law of the demand, if the price increases, the demand for that good has to reduce. But if the gold price is going to be increasing, but the demand is not reducing, it is going to be increasing, because the people will think that gold, jewelry, luxury items are all the prestigious goods, and high payment for that goods may gives the high status to the people. So that phenomena is also the law of the demand is not holds good. So that is that situation of market conditions is called as the Veblen Goods. The next thing is future price changes expectations may also have the impact on the law of the demand. So again, so assume that onion prices in nowadays. So presently the onion price per kilo is 20 rupees and 20 rupees, and the future expectations that it will be reaches to 100 rupees. Then the future expectation is there, and so that the demand for the onions will be increases. The demand for the onions will be increases because they are expecting that future there is 100 rupees is going to be increasing. So if the demand increases, even if the price is kept for 50 rupees or also, the people will purchase more number of the quantity because their expectation is it might be reaches to 100. So from 20 to 50, the price is increased. If the price increases, actual phenomena of as per the law of the demand has to reduce. But instead of that one, the demand is going to be increasing because their future is something more than the existing prices. So this kind of the phenomena is also has its impact on the law of this demand. So that is the future prices changes and its expectations on the demand of a product. And the next exceptions to the law of the demand factor is the ignorance. So generally the people will say that ignorance is the bliss. But due to the ignorance also, the law of the demand is also not holds good. So a person has went to the market, he doesn't know what is the previous price and also he doesn't know what is the future price. He just went and he has purchased the goods, whatever the goods that listed by his mother or someone else, and they are all purchasing without the knowledge of these prices, changes in the future or the past prices, historical prices, everything they doesn't know. And most of the cases in this one also the people are purchasing. So but in the market that price might be increased, but the people are purchasing the same quantity. And in the market that price might be reduced, but the people are purchasing the same quantity because of the ignorance of the prices changes in the past as well as in the future. So which means ignorance is also one of the reasons for the not existing of the law of the demand. The next situation is emergency situations like wars, floods, droughts, earthquakes, and this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic situation. So the best example is one. So assume that the next 1 week, the government is going to be implementing the lockdown. Then the people will start purchasing the vegetables, groceries, anything, or whatever the food items, everything they want to store. Even the prices of the goods are all increasing. The people are rushing towards the purchasing of that products by ignoring the price increases. Here they won't apply the economic conditions. So they'll just want to store that goods for the facing of this any eventualities that is occurring in the emergency situations. So at these situations also, there is no chance of existing the law of the demand. And the next case of this, not existing of this law of the demand is, that is, changes in the fashion, taste and preferences. So the best example for this one is, initially, let us take that bicycle is there and the mopeds are all there. And most of these students or the youth prefers the bike or moped than the bicycles, because there is a changes, there is a changes in the fashions, taste and preferences. But if we see our elders or our father and mother, he'll says that at that when I was studying, this bicycle was very precious. If I had the bike, I felt that I am very status symbol, and like this they will tell that one. Now even if the bike prices reduces, the people won't purchases the bikes. They doesn't want this bikes only for the exercises, or that one only they requires that one, and they prefers more two-wheelers than the bicycle. In these cases are also fashions changes, taste and preferences changes, and if they once it is changed, if the prices of the other goods are all reduced, the people won't buy that particular product. So due to the changes in the fashions and taste and preferences, again there is a chance of not holds good of this law of the demand. The next one is conspicuous necessities. So conspicuous necessities means where the people will has the habit of purchasing the best quality and costly products. See, Veblen Goods means the people will think that that is a luxury good, which means they doesn't have that one good with them. If they purchases the car, they will think that it is a prestigious good, so that's why the price is ready. So here there is a difference, is that they have the habit of purchasing the good quality and costly products. So they doesn't have any product if they doesn't want to take any cheaper products and the low grade products. They always want the quality and costly products. If that habits is there in any organization, any country or any market conditions, then at that situations also, even if the price increases, obviously the people prefers that products are only, instead of reducing the consumption of that particular products. So that is one of the phenomena in not holding good of this law of the demand. And the last one, that is bandwagon effect of the exceptions to the law of the demand, is doing the same or the following the someone which you loves. That is called as bandwagon effect. So suppose your friends, relatives, neighbor is using one product. You doesn't know that you are spending more, or even if that price is increasing, you want to purchase that particular product. So if somebody has tried one particular product and they said they are very good, you think that one are the smartphones, etc. So the people wants to purchase the same product. They, without having the knowledge of the price is increasing or the reducing, they want to buy that product with respect to of these changes in this prices. So that is also one of the reasons for not holding good of this law of the demand. So these are all the reasons behind the not existing of the law of the demand, and again all these cases are also, sometimes it may be exist or may not be exist. If it occurs, then there is a chance of the not holds good of this law of the demand. So that is Law of the demand. So law of the demand is one of the determinant factors impact on the quantity demanded of a product. In most of the cases, it will be holds good. In certain cases, it not be holds good due to certain determinant factors. So that is about this law of the demand and exceptions to the law of the demand. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.